Okay, guys. Good evening. My name is Manuel, and I'll be doing the solution to the PiggyVest task. So right now, I have my images right here. I already imported them, and I have my index.html. So this is the page we are trying to build, the PiggyVest sign up page, and this is what it looks like. So the first thing I'll do is set up my code and set up my browser to see what it looks like. So I'll write some codes to generate all those things. There's a shortcut to generate the structure of your code, and you can use exclamation mark and tab. So this will generate the structure of your HTML, where you have the HTML tag, the head tag, the body tag, and the likes. So within the title bar, we change the name from documents to PiggyVest task, and whatever we write within this body is what will be shown in the browser. So I usually write my HTML within another tag within the body tag, which is the main tag, to show what will be showed in browser. All right, so let's go back to the page we are trying to build and inspect what the structure we are trying to come up with. So from what I can see 4 images on each corner of the browser. I can see the page logo, which is the PiggyVest. Then I can see the actual form. The actual form contains the full name, address, and the likes. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is when you are trying to build with HTML, there's a way you structure your project so everything don't seem confusing. All right, for this project, I'm going to group my four corner image together in the HTML code. I'm going to have my form, and then I have the logo, everything grouped together separately. So let me do section dot corner images. Yeah, so this is one section. Let me do another section for the logo dot logo, and let me do the third section for the form. All right, so for my corner images, I have 4 images, so I'm going to need the image tag. I will need 4 of it, so I'll just do times 4. That will generate 4 image tags for me. All right, the image tag, we have the source attribute and the auth attribute. So for the source attribute, I have the image here. So I have images slash top left. Let me do top left image. For the second one, so I have images. All right, so that is for my 4 images. Then I have another for the logo. I have just one image tag. So that's for the 4 images and the logo. Now for the form, I'll have to come within my form section and create a form. I don't need this action attribute, so I'm going to delete it. Yeah. So within the form, you have an heading, and then you have a text. So I will do H1. What's the text? Let me just come here and copy this, the heading, and then I have the paragraph. Then remember I said when you are structuring your HTML, you have to group similar items together. So we have the input feed, and the input have label the input itself, label input. So what we are going to do is we are going to group this input and the label together. So I'll do something like div dot form group. I have my label, which is full name, Then I have input is a text. Is let me do full name without space. This order is full name. Now this label, after writing, you have to write it the label within the name for the label within the label tag. So full name. Now I've grouped my full name tag. I've grouped them together, and then I have a couple more of it. So what I'm going to do is just copy this a couple of times. We have how did you hear about us? So this one, yeah, let's just use it. So or let me do here about us. Copy this. The name should be here about us. Let me copy this text. Here about us. Now we have the label, but here instead of using input, let's use select. There's another element called the select element tag. So we have select. The name will be here about us. An ID, you can forget the ID for now, but you should have another attribute called the value attribute. Set it to null, 0. So I have options. Within the element, the select element, you have options. So we have about how many options here? You have the select itself. We have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, friends, George. Let me just speak about 5 of this, not to waste much of our time. So I do 5. Note the name and the value. It must have these options. They must have value. If they don't have value, the code will not work. So we have one thing you should note about writing HTML. Whatever you have in white color, those are the things that will show in your browser. So you can see here for these options, you have the value attribute and then you have the inner text. The value attribute, they are lowercase. They can be in any case, but mostly they are in lowercase and then there's no space. This is just to protect your data integrity. So you have the inner text, you have data, and those are the things that will show in your browser. So there's another option I didn't had. Let me just do copy and paste and do click to select. So this will be our default option. So I'm going to set the value to 0, which is the same with the value on the select element. All right, so let me see what other things am I missing. Yeah, button. I totally forgot button. So let me see, let me reduce this. Yeah, so our button can be here. Let me put it inside a container. Let's submit it button create account. Create account. Okay, that's done. Then we now finally we have already have an account. So this should be a text and it shouldn't be inside the form. So I'm going to close my phone tags and do p and just copy this text, copy, paste. Yeah, but if you notice very well, this is a link. Everything here is a link, so definitely it ought to be inside a link. So I'm going to Ctrl Z and then open a tag, but it's not leading anywhere. So let's just use asterisk, hash rather, not asterisk. All right. So this is me writing my HTML code, and let me go live so I can see what I currently have in my browser. This is what I have in my browser, but I'm not bothered because my CSS has not come into play. If you notice the logo is broken, that means the name I used, the path is wrong. So what I will do is I will go back to my code and check where the problem is. So I have piggy. Yeah, can you see? Instead of piggy white, I wrote piggy what. So let me change this to I. Yeah, you can see that the broken image is gone, but because the image is white, that's why you can see. So I'm not bothered. I'm done with my HTML. What I have to do now is create my style sheet. Some of you might use inline styling or internal CSS, and I don't like that. It makes your code look dirty and all. You can see this is clean. So instead of having your CSS, they just create another file for your CSS. But mostly when you want to create another file, you have to keep the CSS file inside another folder because you have multiple of them for different pages. So I'm going to say CSS, and then within the CSS folder, I'll create main.css. So I have my style sheet here. Let me do something. And I'm very sure you guys know how to select your elements you want to style in CSS. So let me pick the body element. You can remember the body here is what is this deep color. I'm going to be showing you different tricks that you can use while building your HTML. So yeah, to my CSS, let me break this into two so I don't have to be swapping back and forth. Let me close this here. Yeah. So I have my HTML and my CSS side by side. All right. Yeah, the next thing I want to do is let me select my body and let me give it the background color. Background color. What color is this? Should I just type blue? No, no, no. There's a way you can do this. So you just right click in your browser and go to inspect. Now when you come to inspect, you see different options here. But what I'm really concerned about is the background color, which you can see here. So let me just copy this because that's the code I need, and then do this. Yeah. So I have my background color. Let me save. Nothing is happening. Do you know what? Reason is you've not linked your CSS to your HTML. How do you do that? Come to your head tag, your head tag, and then you do link. The relationship is style sheet. Now, where is the source of this style sheet? That's what the href is talking about. So let me do so instead of images, I go to CSS, I go to main.css. Let me save it and go back to my, oh wow, yes. So this is working now. All right. After selecting the body, there's another thing that we usually do when you are writing your CSS. It is called the reset principle. Normally, your paragraph elements, your H1, H2, everything, they have the default padding and default margin. And if you don't remove this, it's going to break your code. So what I'm going to do is for every element in my HTML file, I want to remove the padding and I want to remove the margin. How do I select all the elements? You can use asterisks. So do padding 0, do margin 0. Well, you might not see the effect now, but let me comment it out and continue so that I will show you the effect later. Yeah. All right. So the next thing I want to do is let me place all my images to their rightful position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a class to all these images. So let me do class. This is top left, class top right, class, okay, bottom left class, bottom right. So I have my classes already, and then let me style them. So to select the style, remember they're inside a section element, and the name of the class name is dots corner images. So okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a border 1px solid red. Now this is the way I check if the selector I'm using is on the right element. So if you check, you can see that you have 1px border solid red around the image. Okay, that's fine. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is, for me to be able to place my images at a different corner, I have to position them. Left also be 0. Let me see what I have now. Oh, wow. All right, so all my images are at one spot. Now you can see there are some little lines here after this red line. Yeah, that's the essence of removing them. So let me comment this out and let's see the difference. You can see that the space is gone. All right, cool. So let's continue. Okay, now I just positioned all my images to one side. Now remember, I already added classes to all these images. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick each images as corner images dots. Let me do, everything is at top left. So let me just pick top right and do this. Let me remove this. All right. So corner images, okay, position is absolute. So let me pick the top right, give it right 0 and top 0. Let me copy this, change this to top left. So instead of right, it's going to be left. Let me copy this 2 more times. So this one will be bottom left. Now you can see it's bottom, so I have my bottom to be 0, left 0. This one is bottom right. So I have this one to be what? Right is 0, bottom is 0. Now let me see, and let's see what we have. Oh, okay. So something is not right. Right 0, bottom 0. So right is 0, top is 0. Oh, okay. So I think the problem is this other image. Let me give it the height of 100 view height. Yeah. So this solves our problem. But no, this is not better. So let me do something. Let me, instead of putting giving this position of absolute, let me give it a position of fixed. Yeah, this solves our problem. All right. The difference between fixed and absolute is that when you use absolute, it's going to relate with its container. The position is going to be relatively within its container. But when you use fixed, the position is going to be on your browser screen, regardless of the container. All right. So what I have here, I have my images fixed. This size is too much. So I'm going to reduce the size. So instead of I have my width, let me do 150. Height also is 150. Let me save and see. Okay, this look better. Okay, let's move forward. And these images, they are not in the corner as much as I want them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the values from 0. I'm going to take it to negative. So let me do minus 20px, minus 20px, minus 20px. Okay, so I think it's better, but I should take it a little bit more in. So let me use a shortcut instead of doing the other one. So to use a shortcut, you select the text and then use Control or Command F to find it. So up here you can do, okay, instead of having minus 20, so I want to have minus 30px. And then you can use either this button to change it one after the other. You can use this other button to replace all. So I want to replace all. Now everything has changed with one button. So I have this. Well, that's just the idea. So let's continue. Now you can see the logo is now showing. That's fine. So, after positioning your images, then let's go to the next part, the logo section. So let me scroll up and do dot logo. Now let me do text alignment center, and let me give it some padding. Let me do 50px 0. Yeah. Wow. So this is what I have. Oh, nice. Yeah, moving forward. All right, let me remove the border I have here. I don't need it. Let me remove this entirely because it's not needed. Yeah, so I have this. It's looking more like it. Let me close this. It's looking more like it. All right, so the logo is fixed. Then we go to the form. So you have form. Now for the form, you have an H1 and H2. Remember, these two, they are together, so I ought to put them inside another container. So let me do div.heading. And let me move them here. So I have my form. Now within my form, if you can see here, this form, the size should be within the range of 300 to 400. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a background color of white, because that's obviously white. And then let me do the width first. Let me give it 300px. Yeah. Wow. So this is what we have. I want this form to be centered, so I can just do margin 0 or 2. Yeah, my form is now centered. Cool. All right. My form should have a padding. You can see should have a padding. The padding is the space between the outermost line and the children. This space here, that's what the padding is. So, and also have border radius. As you can see, there's border radius there. There's none here. There's one here. There's another one here. All right. So this padding should be like 50px. So I'm going to do padding 50px border radius. Now the border radius, the shorthand is let me do 20px, 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 0, and save. What do we have? Not bad. All right, the idea is this border you have 20px, 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 and 0. So the first 20px is this top right, second one is top left, third one is bottom right, and the last one is bottom left. So that's the shorthand for the border radius. Moving forward, our form is okay. I think the width should be like 350 or thereabouts, but that's not our major problem. All right, after fixing this, I'm going to show you how to make your form responsive as we go on. So let me just continue with this other one. So for the header or for the heading, you have the create a source account and then the other one. So for you to style this to be like this, you can always inspect. While you inspect, you can pick the color of the text. You can pick the font. There are many things you can pick the font weight, can pick the font family. Now we can see the font family is this. So let me just copy this font family and put it here. I want all my font to have, all my elements to have this font. So if you go back, you can see that the font has changed. Oh, cool. All right. Then let me style the heading. So for the H1, let me go here. So we have form H1 color. I think I copied. Okay, no. So let me just copy this color. Okay, what's the font size? Let's look. Yeah, the font size is here. Yeah, so we have this. Okay, I created the header the other time. So let me do form dot heading. Do this text alignment center. All right, so cool. I have this. Now this is close together, so I'm going to give it some space. So I'll do padding, or rather let me do margin bottom. Margin bottom, let me give it 30px. Should be more than 30px. Okay, so let me do let me just do padding of 50px. Oh, okay, so something is wrong. Oh yeah, you see, I am using the element, but I've not saved it here. So let me just save it. Oh yeah, we have this. Okay, this space is too much, and our width is obviously not the width we are looking forward to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase our width. So instead of leaving it as just width, to make it responsive, where's the form again? Yeah, the form is there. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to do minimum width to be 300 is, and maximum width should be something like 400px. So we have the minimum width and the maximum width. So if I should go back, yeah, it's become something bigger. Now, if I should do let me check the size and see if it's going to be responsive. So you can see as the screen size is reducing, it is reducing. But to show you very well, let me change the minimum width to like 100 and do this. So you can see as you go, this is changing, it's changing. Yeah. So That is how to make a container to be responsive. Give it a minimum width and also give it a maximum width. All right, so for that's for the form width. Now I was on the H1 before. I think I'm done with the H1, except I want to give it a little space. Yeah, so I'm going to do adding bottom of 20 px. How does that look? No, that's too much. So I'm going to reduce it to 10 px. Seems too much. Let me do 5 px. Oh, okay. So for the I have form and then p. Now let me check the fonts. Okay, let me do this. Yeah, the font size is this. Copy this. Then the color is here. So let's check. All right, we're having something similar. Cool. So let's move forward. Now, you might all have questions or might be wondering, is just copying the code and not do all that. Now, all these things, they are something you can easily get from the page. So there's no point of me doing try and error. So I can just get the exact color, get the exact font size, get the font family. Okay, for this one, the font family uses colors and serif, so I can copy this. Let me copy this. Yeah, right. So and the pattern I gave this is too much, so I'm going to reduce it back to 30. Yeah. All right. So let's move on to the next. I've started here. Then what I'm left to do here is the input element. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select form dot form group. All right. So let me give it some spacing. So I'm going to do margin bottom. Margin bottom of, let me do let me see, let me do like 30 px. All right, so that's for that. Then let me do form dot form group. Now I have my label. Let me just copy this one more time and change this to inputs. Yeah, because I'm going to have to style my input too. So for the label, let me check the style on the label. So just go straight to the point. So for the label, I have I'm looking for the font size. Where is font size? Yeah, font size is here. Just copy the font size, do display. Now I see currently everything is on the same line, so I'm just going to do display to be block. Yeah, now they are on different lines. All right, so let me continue. So I think that is done. Okay, I need to add the font width, which is 700. So I can just type font width 700. So if you check, yeah, the font width is a little bit different. All right. So that's for the label. Then we'll go to the input itself. Let me see. So we have the input. The width of the input is, you can see that it's not full, so we'll give it 100%. The height should be about 50 px. Then the font size. Let me check the font size for this. Font size. Where's font size? Okay, no font size, but that's all right. Let me copy the color. Let me give the font size to be 15 or 16 px. Let me paste the color. What else? I think I need padding. Let me give padding of 10 px. Yeah, and then we have a background. So what color of background is this? Yeah, can see the color of the background here. So let's copy the color of the background. Yeah, do this. Now let's see if, yes, I was expecting this to happen. All right. Now you can see some of you have this when you were submitting your code, and that's okay. There'll still be some fixes afterwards. Now there's something I intentionally left out when I started out. Now the rule is box sizing. So on my general selector, I do box sizing to be border box. Yeah, you see, when I did box sizing, everything comes back to normal. Now, the essence of box sizing is when you give any element the width and then you added padding or margin. Now, the padding and the margin will be removed from the width. But if you do not have box sizing on your elements, the width and the padding will be added to the original width. So it's going to be longer than what you already have. So like that, your elements, your styling will be deformed. And we can see that this width is too big and the border on the input is too thick. So I'm going to remove both. So let me return my box sizing. And also on the input element, let me give it a border of none. Border of none. Let me put the width to be something like 30 px. Should be bigger, so let me do 40. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so let me increase the padding by 5, and then the padding here should be by 10 px. Okay, I can remove the height if I so want, and I'll still have my, yeah. So for the label, I think we omitted the margin, so I'm going to add margin bottom. Let me do 10 px. Yeah, so I have this. Okay, what next? What next? The color of my input, why is it different? Is it different? Okay, it's the same. Yeah, what else? Okay, my select element. Now, while I was styling it, I left out my select element. So I can do something like, instead of me writing this code again, I can use a comma separator and then pick another element I want to apply the same element, the same styling for. So instead of input, I'll use select. So let me see, what do we have now? Yeah, we have this. I think I removed the height the other time, so I'll add the height. Let me increase it back to 50 px. Reduce this padding to 5. What do we have? Yeah, we have something cool now. All right, so if we check, I think it's the color is sort of different for the label. So let me check this label again, see the color we have on the label. Okay, so let me copy this and change the color on my label. Yeah, so let's see. Okay, we're having something similar. And if you select this, you can see it's changing. All right, so another thing is the button. So now that I'm done with this, I can close it down. I have my button. So within the form tag, I have form, I have submit, and I have my button. So my button, the width should be 100%. Background color should be what? Let me check the background color. Expect. So this is the background color. So I can copy the background color. And the color should be white. Should be capitulated. I can use text transform, uppercase, padding. Let me do 20 px 0. Let me do text alignment center. Oh yeah, so we have this. Okay, the font size, let me increase the font size. Font size should be 18 px. Won't that be too big? Is it? Yeah, definitely it is. So let me reduce it to 14. Okay, I think this is better. So we have to apply border radius. You can see there's border radius here, here, and here. So I can do border radius 10 px, 10 px, 10 px, and 0. This might be too much. Okay, what's going on? Yeah, I use border instead of border radius. So border radius. Yeah. Oh, cool. So the 10 px is not so much. So we have these already. So you can see already we are getting there. Yeah, we are getting there. All right. The button should also be bold. So you have font weight 700 px. 700, not 700 px. Yeah. So it's bold now. Okay. What other thing do we need to do? Yeah. Already have an account. I think we have to go over that too. So we have p tag now. We have color to be white. Text alignment should be center. Let's do margin of 50 px 0. Yeah. Okay, you can see the color did not change. Why? Because we have a tag, and a tag only respond to styling when you are styling a tag directly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the white color here and pick the a tag. So I'm going to do PA, and color is what? Why am I getting color? Color is white. Yeah. All right, cool. And you can see we have underline. There's no underline here. What's going on? Nothing, because you've not applied the style. So do text decoration, none. So that removes the line. And with this, we have something similar to what we have here. I think my form is smaller, so let me increase the width. Where's my form? Yeah, let me put it to 450. All right, cool. Yeah, this is the problem we usually have with styling in CSS. Now I applied the style here and it is affecting another style here. It's affecting another element rather. Now the problem is selectivity. From my code, I selected all the P elements. Where is it? I selected all the P elements. That's why I'm getting the effect on every P that is on my page. So to solve this problem, I can reduce this selectivity to be for only the P tags within the form tag. So if I should save this, oh, this will not work. It won't, because yeah, it won't work. It won't work. It won't work. So what I'm going to do is instead of styling my page directly, I will apply a class here, link. Let me just give it a name, link, save it, and then here I will do p dot link. Yeah, this would work. So I have my styling on this link element, and then the other p is not affected. So right now, if we don't have something similar, we have something similar to the PiggyVest sign up page. So let's go over the page and see what the difference are, and those that we can effect with just HTML and CSS. All right, so the images on the angles, they are a bit inside, so I can close my console and view this very well. So let me do, it doesn't really matter, but to have something close by, for this, for the top image, we have the top, so let me do something like 50px. Yeah, so it's a bit inside. Let me do 60. Okay, and then I can increase the weight to 180. Yeah, top left, let me do top right rather, let me do 50px too. Yeah, bottom left, let me do 50px, and then this minus 40px. Yeah, so this is the page, and you can see it is similar to what we have here. It's similar. Okay, I think the color here is a little bit different, or is it the same? Maybe. So this is the page. Now, if you check mine, I can reduce the size, and it goes way down. You can see it's very responsive. But another thing I noticed is that my form is below the images. Now, what can I do to solve this problem? What I can do is I'll go to where my form styling is, and do position relative, and this new set index to be let me do 1 and see if it is up. I believe it should. Yeah, so it is up. Now you can see the PiggyVest logo too is down, so I can just do the same for my PiggyVest logo. Let me just copy this and paste. Now if I check again, yeah, it's up and it's responsive. So whether I open this on the phone or open it anywhere, it's going to be looking not bad. Okay, I think another thing I need to add is margin, because this is getting to the edge of my browser. No, I don't want that. So I can apply a margin here, margin of, okay, so let me see. Okay, let me apply a padding instead of margin. I'll apply a padding on my body tag. So I have padding of 0px and 30px. Let me do this. So if I go way down, you can see I have my space and it's still very responsive. So this is what's your task. This is what we expect, something like this. Now this select is kind of different. Yeah, I know. And the reason is you need JavaScript to do a lot of manipulation here to have what you have here. But indeed, this page was built with React, so you should not really bother yourself about this yet. So I'm just going to leave it as that, and every other thing here, I believe you already have an idea of what to do and how to fix things like this. So I hope you can learn 1 or 2 things from here and apply it while building your own page. So if you have any question, you can always reach out to me and ask. Do have a nice day.